Okay, I had full intentions of filming this, and then the people that I invited to my open house showed up. And thank you so much, Desiree and Tiffany, for coming. But I still want to film this anyhow. So I would just want to showcase this is how I set up for my tastings. I did this for my open house, but this is how I also do for tasting. So when I do a Velata tasting, I always set up the kitchen table or the raclette in the middle of the kitchen table. I always have it so that people can sit around, gather around, they can grill, they can use the dishes underneath, they can grill on top. I have the rubs there and I just put little spoons in them so that they can actually season their meat and vegetables themselves. So that is how I have the raclette showcased when they come to a tasting. Then this is my personal kitchen, but I always work with whatever kitchen I have for the hostess. Then over in another area, I will do my chocolate fondue. I have that set up. I always try to do 2 meltables, 2 premium Belgian chocolate in there. Try to do the seasonal meltables when they are around. I do the cheese fondue with the veggies around. I have my knife station where I have the cutting mats, the knife block, the knives for people to actually try firsthand. Then I have the crepe station, which is set up, and that's the crepe maker with the crepe mix. If they've got berries or anything like that, I put that over there. So when I do my tasting, I set it up in stations like this. Obviously, I show up approximately 40 to 30 minutes prior to the tasting. The hostess has her food. We will set it out, not cut, no, just washed. And the raclette is over there. It preheats. The seasonings are set out. The chocolate's melted. The cheese is ready to go to be dipped. And the crepe mix is made up and the crepe maker's hot. When the guests arrive, they maybe mingle for a little bit. Then when we actually start the tasting, I bring them to the kitchen. I quickly talk, okay, there's the raclette. This is how you guys are going to use it. You guys are going to grow meats and vegetables on top. You're going to get creative with the dishes underneath. You can, give them some ideas of how to use it. So maybe melt some cheese, or your hostess has apples, so you guys can do apple crisp under there. And I'll give them ideas of how to use the raclette. And then I talk, just letting them know that there's the chocolate fondue, there's the cheese fondue. I have the knives here. Just say, okay, you guys are going to cut up your own stuff with the knives. I want each person to try the knives, try cutting up some veggies, some meat, some bread. Do it that way. And then I talk about, you know what, if your cutting mat gets dirty between the meat, that's fine. We'll give it a quick wash, throw it in the microwave, and then I can showcase the antibacterial cutting mats. And then with the crepe station, I actually do a demo for my first crepe. So I actually create the crepe for them, have everybody gather around, create the crepe. And then from there, I just encourage everybody to get their hands dirty. They dig in. I'm there to answer questions. I don't go through each individual product talking about it. If somebody has a question about the raclette, I'll go over there and talk to them and the people that have kind of started eavesdropping or wanting to hear about the raclette. If somebody's got a question about the knives, I'll come over to the knives and I'll talk to them. I don't do a spiel. I keep it very casual and relaxed, and people love it. What is selling Velata, what is getting people hooked on Velata is 2 things. One is tasting and trying it firsthand. People love that. The other thing that's getting people hooked on Velata, well, more so on hosting their own tasting, is the raclette. Knowing that they can have the same kind of fun with their friends and family. Invite them over. They don't need to do snacks, anything like that. And they can get that raclette that they love to use for half price. On average, at the tastings that I'm currently doing, 50% of my guests will book a further tasting. And it's because they want that raclette half price. So I just wanted to showcase with everybody, share with everybody that this is how I do my personal Velata tastings. I forgot to mention, in case you didn't see who the profile was, it is Raylin, or Culinary Ray, I like to go by as well. And this is personally how I do my tastings. I know everybody does them different, but I just wanted to showcase this. The other thing too, by having it this way, is people get creative about it. They start cutting the knives and they're like, oh, I could cut this, and this cuts so easily with this. And then when they're sitting around grilling apples on the bottom of the raclette, they're like, oh, and we could do this, and we could make eggs in here, or we can make cinnamon buns in here. And they start talking. When they start talking and they start getting the ideas going, that's when they start seeing the versatility of our products. They're not just seeing a fondue warmer that only does chocolate. They start talking about how they can melt their butter in it and how they can heat up their syrups. They get those ideas going because they're getting their hands in there, and you're getting that creative juices flowing and the creative cooking ideas going. So that's why I love to keep it this way. That is what I personally have found is successful for my Velata tastings. I know everybody's different, but this is just mine, and I just wanted to showcase it with you. So that is an idea of how to keep your tastings simple, casual,